Yes or no? There's some speculation out there in the universe that you could be cast as the next Black Panther. Have you had any conversations about that? Yes or no?
Yes, no.
Yes, no is crazy.
Yes, no.
By the way, the yes, no means yes.
Could mean no.
No, probably means yes. If they asked, would you say yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Most optimistic view at this point I can have on it is that they've had talks about him playing a variant, and then those conversations have led to him inquiring about that variant's longevity in the MCU. And that may be where things are kind of buoying right now. Now, on one side of the aisle, you got folks thinking, well, it's going to be to Junior the bastard. Mm-hmm. And then on the other side, there's still the hope of, this is still
T'Challa, son of
T'Chaka. There is a complication in the story that I didn't previously view like that, but it is a bit of a conflict. We joke a lot on Pantheon about them killing the child, killing the baby. But in actuality, let's say that it is the worst case scenario for us, and they talking about aging up the child, like My Time to Shine Hello keeps reiterating. Well, then what happens to the child from this universe? If they get super convoluted, and we're going to go to a whole other universe to pick a derivative character instead of the original, which is dumb in the first place. But even if we do that, and we bring him in to this Battle World scenario, what about to Junior from our MCU universe? Mm-hmm. Shout out to Dre Mac. He went on live yesterday and pointed this out. What are he going to do? Raise himself? He going to come back and raise himself? So, I don't think there's a way of, unless they're going to make that kid get aged up somehow, which again is not pretty lazy, circumstantial storytelling. It's not what you would come to expect from the Russos. So I do think there's enough to be positive about in regards about his excitement. Nothing has been officially announced. They shied away from Hall H next month. No signs of that changing course at this late stage. So doesn't seem like anything's set in stone yet. But that's as positive, like we said a couple weeks ago. It's about as positive as it has been, rumor mill wise and just communications around the character. Now, there is still the mountain of evidence to the contrary. The fact that he can't show up in animated instances, the fact that they're not creating games solely playable by that character, certain comic book narratives, things of that nature. It's not like there isn't evidence to the contrary. But if you're just looking for the positive in it all, in the chances that it might happen, that's it's a notch in the right direction as opposed to what we were getting around the time we were watching X-Men 97.
I think a lot of people have their list of people that they want to see play T'Challa, and I think Damson Idris is usually somewhere in the top 3.
Oh, for sure.
MoFly said still Yolande Noel as T'Challa, but runner-up Aldis Hodge.
Yeah, Aldis was my guy.
I'm sure
was
he's
my
somewhere
choice.
still in your top 3, though.
I think if they were just going to be like, boom, no variant nonsense, we sent the coffin out into space, he ain't really dead, though, that was a scroll. I guess they just never going to deal with the scroll thing ever again. 20 million scrolls just living on Earth, and we're never going to see another. God damn it.
Out of a shell.
It's stupid. But if that's the way they have to get an older guy, and I think, Aldis fits that mold. If they're looking to kind of restart and start this thing congruently with the X-Men and the newer phase MCU, whatever that looks like post Secret Wars, this makes sense. He's a younger guy. He's got a little bit more runway. He doesn't have the film credit, so you don't have to pay him out the ass. You don't have to pay him what you would have to pay Boyega, or God forbid that they got their way and got Aaron Pierre. Yeah. So it's kind of a win-win for both of them. They get a star that they can pay reasonably for a long amount of time. He gets a role that he can continue to boast his profile. As popular as Damson Idris is with us, I don't think he has that mainstream name notability just yet. And so a role like this would send him into the stratosphere in terms of what that's concerned. So
nah, bro, he got F1 with Brad Pitt.
which is going to go a long way as well. So
It's actually getting more promo than I expected.
it looks good. Looks like a good film.
It does, for sure. And M'Baku about to toss his ass off that waterfall. Marcus's movies, they'll never show Lil Mans again.
Hey, who's that?
That was Culture Mid Channel.
That could be, and I that's the most, like, that's pie in the sky. But do y'all think that's what he's gonna do? He being Ryan Coogler, that is still a factor in all of this, right? It's not something that we can ignore, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know, his prerogative is a huge part of this. So, do we think he's just going to write that character off and never acknowledge him again? Is kind of the problem that I have with that. Now, it doesn't make it any more likely that he's going to be able to just pick another version of him out of the universe and make it work narratively. But I also don't think that they're just going to let that go whistle off in the wind, never to be addressed again either. So
That's fair. William Moloch said he gonna lead a revolution in Haiti. Damson Idris is just too damn small.
Oh, he'll get there.
I think he'll be okay. I mean, he's obviously going to gain weight for the character. Obviously working out, doing the things that's needed to be T'Challa. I think he'll gain some weight.
Like, Black Panther doesn't need to be. He don't need to be Superman, Batman, big. He needs to be athletic wise, looks like a martial artist, more so than like a brute.
So I mean, he can gain 10, 20 pounds and be fine.
He'll be fine.